God just didn't only created one planet that had life. He created so many planets. There's so many life forms on other planets. Prabhupada translates it. In the beginning of creation, the Lord of all creatures sent forth generations of men and demigods, along with sacrifices for Vishnu, and blessed them by saying, "Be thou happy by this yagya," sacrifice, because its performance will bestow upon you all desirable things. Let's go to the next mantra, because there's a few mantras that Krishna explains to Arjuna. Mantra 11. The demigods, being pleased by sacrifices, will also please you, thus nourishing one another. There will reign general prosperity for all. Mantra 12. In charge of the various necessities of life, the demigods, being satisfied by the performance of yagya, supply all necessities to man. But he who enjoys these gifts without offering them to the demigods in return is certainly a thief. Here, Krishna is telling us the dawn of creation. They are humans. And remember, Arjuna is born in the Vedic culture. So Arjuna is not bewildered. Arjuna met Shiva. He went and met a demigod. His bow that he's going to fight with was a gift from Lord Shiva. So Arjuna knows the demigod. Arjuna met Indra. His father is Indra, right? And his father is the Lord of rain. So he went and met his father. So for Arjuna, or people who are born in Indian culture, they grew up with this, oh, makes sense, very easy. But for someone like me who was born in a Christian culture, Shiva, Indra, all these are foreign, right? So as I read this the first time, something clicked inside. I understood right here, then and there, that wait. Krishna is telling us there is a law of order in the universe and a relationship with humans on this planet and higher beings. He calls them demigods or devas. So they're not God. They are higher than human beings with more powers than us. Life is, God created this whole magnanimous universe, and there's life throughout the whole universe. Whoa, that blew my mind away, because up until then, my world was there's only life on the earth, because our scientists, they landed on the moon and they only brought back a rock. They told us they didn't see life there. So my limitation, so this opened something for me. I was like, oh wow, it started to make sense. Wait, now, why can't we recognize these other living entities when we go to the moon or we go to the Mars? Is because we're using material elements on the denser frequency. So there are beings on the moon, but we can't see them with our material lenses. You need to have a subtle vision to meet those beings, to see life on the moon. There's life there, but we can't see them with these eyes or through our cameras. There's life on the sun. Could you imagine you walk up to someone and tell them, I spoke to so-and-so on the sun. That's just, they're going to think we are crazy. So the soul, who we are, Krishna already established this in the first few chapters. The soul is spiritual. It is anti-material. The soul can live on any atmosphere. It's just that when it goes to those planets, the soul needs to develop a body that can survive that atmosphere. Why is our body made up of earth as the last element? Is because it allows us to live on the atmosphere on this planet. So the Vedas, so Arjuna understood this. So when you go to the sun planet, you can't survive with this body. The heat will burn it up. You have to have a body made up of fire. So the soul can get a body of fire, just like right now, within our body, we have fire in it. If you touch your forehead, it's warm. But now, could you imagine you have a body of just pure fire? Wow, you can live on the sun. So Vivasvan, the sun god, he has a body of fire. And if you want to go live on the moon, you need a body of water. So for different atmosphere, you need a different body type, a different element. So I started to open my consciousness that, oh, there's life everywhere in the universe. It's just that they're in a different frequency. So when Arjun went to the other planetary systems, he understood his body had to adapt to those atmospheres. Yes. Here, Krishna is telling us, connect to the higher forces around us. Don't just live on the earth planet thinking the universe is just on this earth. No. God just didn't create all those other planets and they're lifeless. No, all those other planets have life on them, and they're getting relationships with the devas as well. They're having a relationship with the devas. But in Kali Yuga, right? And we can see this in every culture. Right now, I'm in Hawaii. When I studied the Hawaiian culture, they have a system of respecting the moon and the moon phase and the sun and it's amazing. I grew up in the Yucatan Peninsula where my Mayan friends, they have their temples and they had sun god, moon god, rain god. So every ancient culture had this understanding of connecting to something higher. But somehow today we have drifted away from our ancestors, right? And so we speculate now. But here the wisdom was retained in the yoga culture, retained and how to connect. So if you go to India, you will see Indians, they get confused about who God is. Because in the Indian culture, in the Vedic culture, we have this term, devas, demigods. And does anyone know how many demigods are there? Bhagavatam, there are 33, I want to say 33 million demigods or something like that. So there's a demigod that is in control of your fingers, is in control of your eyelids closing. There's a demigod for that. There's a demigod for so many parts of our body to function. And so what happens in India, what trickles down is they accept this, but then they say, oh, the demigod that gives them the most gifts is God. Right? So they and you see they go to the demigod temple, right? They want rain. If they're in the desert, they're going to pray to Indra. Ding, 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 ring the bell, the altar, pray to Indra, rain come. Wow, Indra is God because Indra, right? They want wealth. There's a demigod for wealth. A lot of my Indian friends, his name is Kuvera. A lot of my Indian friends have an altar, and there's Kuvera, and right next to Kuvera, who do they have? Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune. Ding, 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 ring that bell, praying for wealth. And they get wealth. But they misunderstand the relationship shouldn't be just devotion to them to get those material assets. Their devotion to those demigods should recognize, wait, these are like, they're not the president, they are like the senators or the cabinet. as a senator, they have different, they're empowered, they have amazing power, but they are getting their power from a higher source. So Krishna established this scenario in the universe of hierarchy. So we don't become demigod worshippers. We respect the demigods, like how you would respect your elders. But at the same time, we understand they're getting their power from a higher source. So sometimes people get misunderstanding. Oh, especially in Hinduism, is it monotheistic or polytheistic? But they don't understand. No, the demigod worship, they're called demi, they're less than. They're higher than humans, but they're less than the supreme being. So God doesn't have to look after rain or something. No, he empowers a being to do that. God is chillaxing, relaxing on his flute. Right? He empowers beings to do all the managing of this universe. So within it, Krishna has tells us in these few mantras, now offer your respects to the demigods, and this way the demigods are going to respect you back. And a beautiful relationship will develop with you and those higher beings. So who was grateful for the sun today? Every one of us, right? So that means that deity who is responsible for the sun is blessing us continuously for 12, 14 hours every day. Which one of us, who is grateful for the moon? All of us. So the deity responsible, Chandra, is giving us so much gifts. So if you get a gift from someone, you acknowledge. There's an acknowledgement that goes there. So this establishment, I remember reading this the first time, it expanded my consciousness. Oh wow, there's life. If there's no life on the sun, how is that sun giving us energy right now? Just very easy when you put it into that perspective, right? That sun is living. That sun is vibrant. That moon is living. Mars is living. Jupiter is living. Venus is living. Saturn is living. So when the yogis understood, oh, there's beings everywhere, then we understand, oh, there's life expanding. So with time, when our scientists refine their technology some more, they will be able to start to pick up subtler beings on those other planets. Right now, the technology, what was it, 67, I think? We used the technology when we went to the moon the first time, right? So can't pick up life on a rock. If they refine it, you don't really need to travel out there to go. You'll be able to connect with them and you'll be able to see those beings once again, right from here. So we can evolve the soul has the power to refine technology. So our engineers, remember the engineers that are in those labs, they are descendants of Lord Brahma. So Lord Brahma is the first engineer of this universe. So Lord Brahma, Parampara, will give those souls wisdom, right? So they can evolve and start to connect to it. A lot of time I don't know where, somewhere down the road in history, we started to separate science from spirituality. But the yoga culture is a scientific presentation. Even in the yoga culture, there's doctors, right? We call them Ayurvedic doctors. But today, somehow, over history, if you believe in science, you can't believe in spirituality. I don't know. Like, no. Those engineers, those scientists, God is within their heart. Paramatma is giving them wisdom so that they can come up with medicine. And it's not only Ayurvedic doctors, God is within their heart. God is within everyone's heart, right? But sometimes people get so narrow-minded. Oh yeah, I only trust Ayurvedic medicine. I'm like, were you born in yoga culture? No, you better believe in Western medicine. Sometimes I have friends who, they get too fanatic, right? Yeah, I'm like, that Ayurvedic medicine will work for your psyche if you're born and you live in yoga culture for a long time. God is also in the Western scientists, in the doctors. So trust their intelligence, right? Like right now, we're using Zoom. The engineers who developed this, God is within their heart, right? Sometimes I have some friends that are so fanatic. They're like, no, I don't trust engineers. I don't trust scientists. I said, do you use a plane? Do you fly from here to here? Yes, I fly. Who made that plane? An engineer who might not believe in God made it. Maybe it's an atheist who built that plane. Do you trust that plane? So sometimes we get too, the spiritual journey we see in the Vedas presents a scientific, complex science of how this universe is developed. So as we start to evolve as the human consciousness once again, because it's not like, remember in the previous yugas, they could go to other planets so easily. I was like, whoa. Humans today, we can only do it in dreams if you want. If you plant a sankalpa in your mind, tonight I want to go visit the sun god. You'll be surprised. You have a dream and you're in the sun planet. Tonight I want to go visit Mars. It's not only the spaceships that can take us there, our astral body can travel to those places. So but you have to train your mind so much and convict yourself through dream. You have to catch your dreams regularly, then you have that ability. Or if you meditate a lot, you can start to use the astral body to travel. And as you travel to those means, then right now, this is theory, yes, that they are demigods. But could you imagine you have an experience in your meditation or in your dream, you go to a planet and you meet a demigod? When you come back, you'll read this and understand this is not theory anymore. So I like to tell students, take this as face value. With time, this knowledge will become experiential. I've had many experiences of the devas. Not only devas from Vedic culture, I've met astral beings from so many other cultures that convinced me throughout my last 30 years of meditation, we are not on this planet just alone. We just can't perceive them. So you can have those experiences. And when you have those experiences, it's for you. It convinced, oh yes. So the first time I read it, I never had it. I never met Shiva. I never met the rain goddess. But it opened my mind to start to think that there might be life throughout the whole universe. It's not just the Earth planet that's living. And no, God created a vast universe with a lot of life forms. And as we start to evolve, then, respect. So it's got to tap into it and recognize, oh, wow, we should respect our ancestors. We should respect the higher beings around in this universe.